invited to game night. Hey everybody, how are you doing? My name is Lindsay and I am with Perfectly Pastry. Who is Perfectly Pastry? We are a local bakery in Waterloo, Illinois. How are you doing? If you are watching me live, use a heart. Let me know you're watching me live. If you're watching me on replay, use hashtag replay. And if it's the first time you've ever caught one of my lives, leave me a number one. Let me know, like, hey, it's actually the first time I've ever caught you live. How are you doing today? I am doing good. I changed my computer settings around a little bit, so we'll see what I think about this today. I know I say that pretty often, but like I kept feeling like it was like from here up, and I thought that was kind of weird. So I tried to lower my computer down, and I told you guys before, like my husband bought me like the camera to attach, and it's a nice clear picture, but I can't get it to not shoot upwards, which is not a very flattering angle. I'm not gonna lie. So I've been like trying to tilt it down some, and so I had to like prop my lamp behind it. If my desk and stuff wasn't so crazy, I would show you guys how funny my setup. There's a light on the wall that's like next to my bed. Oh, look, there's a shadow. So there's a light on my wall that's next to my bed that creates light. I turn on my bedroom light. I have my bathroom is like right here's the doors to my bathroom. So I have the doors open and the light on in my bathroom. I literally put a light, see, you can kind of see it reflecting right behind my computer. I have this random lamp over on in the corner because I guess I think it provides lighting. And then I have like a I don't know, mobile lighting, like it's not a ring because it's square, but like it can go yellow, bright, soft, like it can change its color hues. And so like I have it all around me trying to get rid of shadows, which I still have because I'm not perfect at it, and B, to like, I guess, brighten my face some. And so I'm like, ugh, I wish my camera would like not tilt. So I know, whatever, can't please me, huh? Anyways, but yeah, it's actually a really, really funny setup. I'm always like, I wonder if people realize like what it looks like when some people record. I mean, I'm sure some of those like good YouTubers and stuff like have like fancy setups. I don't. I'm using my laptop. For the longest time, I used my phone. My husband would yell at me all the time, like, stop using my phone. But you know, it's like vertical, horizontal videos, and only some accept one and some accept others. And I've figured out some workarounds finally around it. But still the vertical horizontal video drives me bonkers, but whatever, it is what it is. All right, you guys, I wanted to let you know, and I know you are thinking like, oh, please, it's so early, we just got through Christmas, but Valentine's Day is around the corner. And I say that because we have chocolate covered strawberries. They are available for pre-order, and what happens is you're going to forget. You know how I'm going to forget? Because there were so many of you guys last year being like, oh my gosh, I didn't pre-order. Like, is there any way I can get them? Is there any, and there were times that we had to turn you guys away because we have a limited supply of strawberries. And I don't want to have to do that to you. So if you're like, I'm going to be proactive, you get on it and give us a call, stop by the shop, and we can definitely get your pre-order taken for Valentine's Day. As we get a little bit closer to Valentine's Day, I'll let you guys know what the hours are. We are closed on Sunday and Mondays. And I think this year it falls on a Monday or Tuesday. I don't remember. I know we like had special hours for Valentine's Day last year. I didn't look before I got on this. Before I got on this video, I thought, oh, I got it all taken care of. And then I was like, oh, well, I guess if I'm going to give them the dates, I should probably know what day of the week they fall on. I don't. I know. So I'll just have to give that information later, which means you have to watch my videos again, right? Like that is what that means, is I've now captured you and you have to watch the next video so you can have that information. I know. It's so funny. I was listening to a podcast the other day about creating YouTube videos that I'm actually pretty excited to try. And like learning how to tell stories while you're doing your YouTube videos. So I don't know if you know this, but like I repurposed my content there for a while. It's so embarrassing when I say what I used to do. I would write a blog post for the bakery, and then I would record myself reading that blog post for a podcast. And then I would get on live and I would talk about that blog post, whatever the topic was. And then I would get off and I would record yet another video and post it on YouTube. It is so embarrassing. It is. I have since then learned like how to download videos, how to kind of By edit videos, I'm going to use that term loosely. By edit videos, I can remove sections of videos. I can't like loop them and put them together. And I can put an intro image that looks like a video, and I can put an ending like for the end screens on YouTube, and I can add sound to those two things. But there's no other additional editings. That's not happening. Anyway, so I've learned to like take that and repurpose that. That was totally not the point of this whole live today, but I just thought about it. Well, I don't even know why I went down that rabbit hole. But yes, so I was listening to this podcast about like how to tell stories and stuff, and I'm really excited because I think I'm going to try it this summer. And the reason I'm waiting until the summer is I want to do it with each of the kiddos, and I thought that they could help me make a YouTube video. They are really involved in our businesses, and I've been teaching them like how to do marketing and what that looks like in businesses. And like my middle child, she's in 5th grade, and they have to do an entrepreneurial program where they have to like produce a prototype as a group, and they have to like come up with pitches, and they have to like, it's kind of like a science fair, but it's for like becoming an entrepreneur. It's really cool that the school does it, and they make them do that in 5th grade. They like work on small projects about it in 3rd and 4th grade, but like in 5th grade, they get in groups and they make a prototype, and they actually have to like pitch it and all of these things, and they get graded and scored. It's like a competition for them. And so we've been talking a lot about that because my kids, honestly, they know about the business. They're involved in the business. They ask questions about the business. They come up with ideas for the business. And so I thought I should let each of them help me story plot a YouTube video, and then we will do it. So what I've been learning is you're supposed to like have a story within a story. And so like you do the story to like grab people's attention, and it's supposed to be like a kind of a random topic, and then along the way you like teach them something or get to the point. And so I think that I'm going to tag each kid into like coming up with one. I know it's totally out of the blue, and like they don't know that I'm going to do this yet. My nieces are always like, why are you always assigning us homework? They come down for the summer and I'm like, I have a project for you. I do that to them all the time. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to have to let them know. I'm going to have to like come up with parameters and stuff, and then we'll shoot them, and then maybe you guys can vote on them. I'm a genius. I should do that. I should make it a competition amongst the kids. I think I'm going to, I'm not going to lie. Like a little competition never hurt anybody. As a matter of fact, we're talking about game night, so it's perfect, right? Perfect segue. Look at that. I wasn't sure how it's going to go from chocolate covered strawberries to let's talk game night, right? Like, so here's my segue. So I am competitive. My sister is competitive. We have talked to you guys about that before, or I've talked about that before. Anybody who knows us knows that we're super competitive. Anybody who has been to game night knows that we're super competitive. My kids know my sister and I are super competitive. Like it's a well-known fact in my family. And this will be perfect. I'm like so excited. I can't believe I came up with that. Look at this. You get to be part of it. Anyway, so I'll give you guys more detail as I actually develop that. My sister's going to be like, girl. My nieces are going to be like, girl. That's okay. Anyway, so the whole point of today was we were going to talk about game night. So, I have very fond memories of game night. So my mom, my sister, and I, we've always played games. A lot of times, like I remember in high school and stuff, I used to play Scrabble with my mom all the time. Like it was some of my favorite thing. It's like my favorite like fall activity. I love fall. I miss fall. One of my favorite activities was making a bunch of chili at home and like challenging my mom to Scrabble. My mom is a pro at Scrabble. And so if you could beat my mom, like it was bragging rights. And my mom never took it easy on us. Like I remember playing Scrabble with my mom, and I was probably like seven, and she would whoop my butt at it, but I still played. And I played and challenged her all through middle school, and is some of my favorite things to do in high school was to sit around on like a rainy day and play Scrabble. My sister hates Scrabble. She is like, you guys are too intense, because we were like challenging each other and like arguing over words and arguing why our words should count. And my sister's just like, this is not my thing. Scrabble's not my sister's game. I've only beat my mom a handful of times, and oh, they were sweet, sweet moments when I did. And you talk about gloating. I did not hold back. I have no shame in my gloat game. So Scrabble was something that I played all the time with my mom. I actually played with my mom, my aunt, my grandma. I played them a lot when I was younger. And in the holidays, so we did not always live near my family. We actually lived really far away. And so we'd come back for the holidays. And I always remember making candies and stuff at the holidays and game night. Like we don't do get-togethers without games. Like in the summer when I come and visit, we have game night. We go out to my aunt's cabin in Innsbruck, we have game night. And it's not like, oh, the adults are playing game night. It's like everybody is playing game night. And so I thought I would talk to you guys about some of the games that like my kids play, because we don't just play like kid friendly games. Like we play games and we expect the children to participate in the adult games and follow the adult rules. We don't make concessions besides like reading. Like if they can't read it, like we help them read it. But outside of that, there's not a whole lot of concessions. It's not like, oh, just let her have this one. Oh, just let her have this turn. Like it doesn't work like that in our family. So I thought I'd share with you guys some of the games that we play. So we have a variety of ages and kiddos. So we have one who's going to be 16, one who is 15. This is between my sister and I. One is going to be 16, one who is 15, one who's about to be 11. The other one's about to be 11. And then us going to be 7-year-old. And they've all been participating in game night since they were younger. 4-year-olds are a little harder. Some of these they could probably do. Other ones, it gets a little harder. But here are some of our favorite games. Now, there's a couple different types of games that we play. I am not a chance card gamer, player, or like a game that relies on luck. So I'm not a huge Yahtzee fan. Personal preference. I'm not a huge fan of left, right, center. What is the other one? My sequence, my middle child loves to play sequence. There is strategy in it, but it's too much of a luck of the draw that I'm not a huge fan of it. I play it with her because she loves it. My grandma plays it with her because my grandma loves it and she loves it and she loves to play it. She also plays with my husband's mom. So her grandma, she plays a lot with her grandma here. And that's called Sequence, and it's a board game with cards, and she absolutely loves that. I like strategy games. I love strategy games, and I love games that I can play off of the people because I know them. So you never want to play a game where my sister and I are on the same team. We have pretty much the same mind. So nobody wants to be on the same team with us because we kind of know what the other is thinking, unless you play Pinochle. So there's a handful of card games that I absolutely love. I love Pitch, I love Pinochle, and I love Rook. They all are very similar. They all have the very similar strategies. There's a whole bidding and nests and like blinds and like all of these things, right? Like there's like all of these things in all of them. And then not all of them, but like for the most part, you can vary points like, and so because I'm super competitive, I love to bid, and I'm like, you don't want to be on my team because I wing it. Like I will overbid you as my partner. I'm unpredictable when it comes to bidding. Don't choose me as your partner unless you 100% trust me. So I like card games, strategies like that. My husband likes co-op games. So he doesn't like mind games as much as he loves co-op games. I love mind games. I love Scrabble. I love categories. I love mind games. My husband likes trivia games. My husband is really good at trivia games. I'm not good at trivia games, but I'm good with mind games. I know it doesn't seem like there's a difference, but there is a bit of a difference. I don't know sports. Like give me science. I'm good with science. Like I can answer your science questions, but like I'm a lost cause with sports, movies, music, anything that has to do with that. That's not me. But my husband's really good at that. But we like co-op games, we've decided. So this one's one I like debate if I should actually say it. So we played this game called Pandemic. I know I shouldn't say that word pandemic because I'm sure it might flag, but it is a board game. It's actually a really, really fun board game. It was one of the first co-op board games I had ever played. And it was really fun. So I do like co-op games. I have decided they are a lot of fun. Pandemic is one that we play a lot. We don't play as much now, but we do have like the extension packs and stuff, and we play with friends and things like that. So I was going to tell you some that we actually play with my kids and not just the ones that I like. I like Catan because it's like a group game, but like an individual game at the same time. But my eldest won't play with me anymore because I was in cahoots with her sister, and then she lost and she was about to go out and it made her cry. It's a long story. But let's talk about some of the games that my kids do like. So Bananas, my middle child, she loves to read and stuff like that. So she doesn't really play Scrabble, but she likes Bananas. Bananas is where you build your own board and you're like spelling out words and stuff in your own board. She doesn't like the fact that it's fast paced, so she doesn't typically win, but I have watched her get really, really confident in her spelling and stuff like that through Bananas. So that one's a lot of fun. Codenames. Codenames is one of our favorite. Now we have Disney codenames, and Disney codenames is a lot of fun, but it's not as challenging for us because we know a lot of Disney facts, but we actually have regular codenames. And for the last 2 summers, we've played it when we gone home, and it has been some of the best memories we have. Codenames is hilarious. I love codenames. I have been making people play codenames with me for quite some time. All of my kids can play code names. Even my gonna be 7-year-old, like she understands code names and she plays it with us as well. So code names is a lot of fun. She's not always so good at giving hints, but she does like to guess and things like that. Another one that we actually picked up, we picked it up on clearance at Target, was snakes. Snakes is interesting. My husband hates playing snakes. So the way that it works is somebody, like, depending on how many people you have 1 or 2 people who are snakes, and they're trying to convince everybody of the wrong answer. So there's a card, it's a question with 3 options. Everybody closes their eyes, snakes look at the answer, and everybody closes their eyes again, and everybody opens their eyes. And you have to try to guess the right answer, and the snakes are trying to convince you of the wrong answer. And then you have the mongoose of truth, who you know that person has no clue what's going on. They're like, yes, no, maybe I'm with you guys. I don't know. You know they're telling the truth, but you don't know who else is telling the truth. My husband loses. We played it 4 times. And my husband has lost. I mean, annihilated by my daughters and I every single time. Every single time. He's like, all I know is that just tells me that you guys are a bunch of liars and I just can't trust you. But we actually love to play snakes. My kids love that one. They think it's hilarious because my husband loses every time. And he's not trying. He just loses. The one time, like, I was literally a snake every single round. Every single round. It was not fun. Last night, I guess the last 2 nights, my kiddos got the game What the Meme Family Edition. We love it. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so we have Cards Against Humanities as an adult. We have Cards Against Humanity Family Edition, by the way, is not always so family edition. And then we have Apples to Apples and we have Apples to Apples Junior. So What the Meme is very similar to all of those, except for it uses memes and you choose pictures. So of course it works really, really well for my kids because they know how to play those other games. And so they really, really liked What the Meme. And there are a couple other games in there that I like that is made by the same company that I'm thinking about getting for us. Cause honestly, we've been playing it a lot. So we play games almost every single night, actually. So in my house, all electronics have to go off at 7:00 because I have a kiddo who doesn't sleep very well. So electronics go off at 7:00 and we have to like wind down, quiet time, whatever. My kids like to play not video games. My kids like to play board games during quiet time, which probably is not very quiet. It's probably not as relaxing, but we still do it. It's like our like family time. So we've been playing What the Meme, and there's a couple of other games I can't wait to try. One of the other games that my kids, like I said, that my kids like to play is Right, Left, Center, because my gonna be 7-year-old, she can easily play it. It doesn't take a lot to set up. It doesn't take a lot to take apart, and you can play it with 2 people. Honestly, you could probably play it with 1 person. So that one, if you guys don't have Left, Right, Center, I highly suggest you get it for your kids. They can play it without you. If my 6-year-old, when she was 6, can understand it, your guys' kids can understand it. They really like that game. And then of course we have cards. So like my kids will play Go Fish, obviously. They'll play Go Fish, they play Garbage, which I just learned. I'd never played Garbage before. It's so funny because I remember when I was a kid, so back in my day, right? This is one of those stories. Back in my day, my family didn't have cable. And so my cousins and I, we sit around at nighttime playing cards, like playing all kinds of card games. We didn't play board games in the summertime when I was a kid. That side of the family doesn't play board games. They play card games. That's where I learned pitch. And so we used to play card games. And so I love watching my kids sit around and like playing cards and my nieces sitting around playing cards. I love watching them play board games because like it was such a big part of my life then, and it's a big part of my life now. As a matter of fact, I had the best time. We went to Stubborn German this summer. So I went for the first time and we played games and we had a blast. Like I didn't know that they had all those games that you could sit around and play. So like we just sat around playing games and drinking. We had so much fun. so much fun. It's probably because we love board games, but I'm telling you, I love the fact that Stubborn German has those games, and we had such a blast. Like it was some of the best times that I've ever had in a bar. I'm not gonna lie, probably because I like video games. But yeah, anyway, so I just wanted to get on here and make some suggestions. Like these are some of the games that my kids love. They vary in ages. They'll set those games up and play themselves. Sometimes we play with them. We invite them to play with us when we're all together as adults. And we just have really, really fond memories. And we play like anytime we get together. Like I said, holidays, whenever I come to visit and we're like, all right, we're gonna go have dinner at my aunt's house, like we all know it's game night, like we know it. And so it's just a great bonding time for us. So I want to suggest that you try some games. And I just give you like a ton of games that we have that we play, and they're not your typical. I hate Monopoly. I hate Life. Like I hate those games. Those games are so boring to me. I will not play Monopoly. Like I cannot stand it. I don't like Phase 10 either. I like games that have quicker turnovers. We played Jaws, which is a co-op game, and that one was really long too because like you have one board and then you flip the board over and you play the other board. Oh, it was a little, I don't like long. I like it to kind of turn over kind of quickly. Otherwise, I'm just like, but we like make a whole thing about it. Like there's snacks, there's sodas, there's popcorn. It's just a good time. But anyways, I thought I would get on here, remind you guys that Valentine's Day is coming. I thought, you know what? The weather is cold. You guys are in the house more often. I mean, I know that it's not as cold down here, except for it's been really cold down here. And so I thought I would share with you guys some of the things that we do, like as a family, just to hang out. And quite frankly, we do it in the summertime too. We actually have gone to the parks and like whipped out our board games because the weather is nice and we can sit and have a good time. Like, we do all of it. But all right, you guys, I'm going to hop off of here. I know that had nothing to do with the bakery, but I thought I'd let you guys in a little bit on what life is like behind the scenes at Perfectly Pastry. All right, you guys, if you're watching this video on Facebook, you really should be liking and following us on Facebook. If Facebook's not your jam and you saw this video somewhere else and you want to find us on social media, we are at Perfectly Pastry on all social media except for Facebook. Facebook is the only one that we are at Perfectly Pastry Bakery. I know it's weird. Kind of has to go back with that whole like downloading video thing and like re-recording, whatever. You know, you'll live and learn. All right, guys, I'm going to hop off of here and you have a wonderful rest of your week and I will see you again next week.